Here's a good question from Summer. Is it possible to get too much protein and halt weight loss and or cause weight gain? Thank you. And this, you hear this in the keto community. Oh, too much protein will cause gluconeogenesis and it will slow down your weight loss. Educate us.
This is a wonderful question. Think about this. For every 100 grams of protein you eat, 60 grams gets converted to glucose. That is protein alone. And we eat whole foods. We don't eat protein alone. The body's process to do that is, as Ken said, gluconeogenesis. It's a very slow process. And in fact, what we see is the individuals that we put on a high protein diet, moderate fat, and lower carbohydrates, we let them eat until they are full. And I have not had yet in my clinic, again, this is anecdotal, but yet in my clinic gain weight. Dietary protein does two main things. It's two main things to understand about protein is number one, there is no direct way to store it. You do not store the dietary protein you eat. Skeletal muscle is a reservoir, but it's not as easy to store as, say, fat, or, when an individual has too much blood glucose, to remove that blood glucose. Protein doesn't have that same impact. The other thing that protein does is there's something called this thermic effect of food or thermic effect of feeding. And we've seen this in the data. As individuals increase their dietary protein, when calories are controlled, it bumps up the net loss of calories. So for example, if you were to think of 100 calories of pure protein, and the body will net roughly 80 calories because it will take 20% of that energy to, what we believe, myself and Dr. Donald Layman, is turn on this muscle machinery. So it's actually this muscle protein synthetic effect, because as we age, there's only two ways to stimulate the health of skeletal muscle. Number one, exercise, and number two, diet.
Yes.
The thing that 100% of people do is they eat food.
Sure.
And so we have to get that low-hanging fruit correct. And when you prioritize dietary protein, especially when it comes from leaner sources, if you're watching your calories, a high protein diet is not a high fat diet. It's exactly that, a higher protein diet, likely lower fat or low to moderate fat, and then carbohydrate controlled. The thermic effect of that protein is substantial as comparison to fat and carbohydrates. So it's very difficult